Leo Messi, the MLS. A few weeks in, it seems like it's a match made in heaven. You know, his family and himself look so much happier around the place, whether that's him celebrating with his family or his kids, or his kids kicking a ball on the football pitch after the game. It just seems like it's a match made in heaven from minute one. Which brings us to the topic at hand today, which is, can Messi do what hundreds of other big names, superstars, major athletes have failed to do and push the MLS into that big step they've been craving for centuries now? Or not even the MLS, I should say, the US soccer in total. I mean, it's going to have a knock-on effect to all the lower leagues, the grassroots football or soccer, I should say, in the US. But is he the man to push them on? Now, any fears that Messi will be able to pick up a nice easy wage have already been quashed. 3 goals and assists within 75 minutes of football. He means business. He is not messing about one little bit. Attracting some names to the Miami Stadium, the likes of Kim Kardashian, LeBron James, DJ Khaled, among many others. And when Inter Miami play, obviously some away games in other cities, that football fever is going to spread wild like the plague across the United States and obviously Canada as well. With US crowds, over the past 5 to 10 years, I say sort of stagnated, not necessarily dipping, but just staying at the level that they have been. Obviously, ignoring one or two standouts like Atalanta and St. Louis more recently, who have absolutely flown up the attendance figures. Messi could be the one to get soccer fever running wild again in the States. Obviously, what Beckham did to a certain extent, obviously in the mid to late noughties when he joined LA Galaxy. But obviously the viewing figures, obviously TV, social media, the impression, obviously Twitter, Facebook, you name it. The YouTube views have absolutely skyrocketed since Messi's arrival, with obviously a large number of these, as understandably, being from the likes of Europe, South America, as you'd expect. But the US viewing figures have rocketed also way past any sort of social media videos or interactions, including Ibrahimovic, Beckham, David Villa, Pirlo, among others, obviously some of the stars that have been in the MLS previously. Even since Messi's arrival, non-Inter Miami games have always seen a slight bump in viewing figures and attendances as well, which is obviously the main way you know someone's making an impact. When on the other side of the world, a game that's not obviously including Messi in any way, shape or form, the attendance has bumped up by a couple of thousand as well. That's when you know a difference is indeed being made. So with these transfers to the MLS, there's always a risk it'll always be a short-term boost. Obviously, just the few shirt sales when the player joins, and then it just fizzles out over the span of a few months. However, the young generation in the US need an idol to look up to, really, in order for them to switch from soccer, well, to soccer, I should say, from the heavily favoured NFL, baseball, basketball society they do have over there in the USA. Now, obviously, our generation, speaking as an Englishman, had a young sort of Ronaldo, a young Messi, Ronaldinho back in the day to emulate in the playground, which obviously lit the eyes up to the beautiful game as sort of a 6 or 7 year old. Europe's new, obviously, current generation have the likes of Mbappe, Haaland to go off, but they always do seem to be a bit of a disconnect when you obviously switch over to the States. With other sports, you have obviously the likes of LeBron, Tom Brady, all the kids that they want to look up to and emulate growing up. The US, Pulisic maybe had a few years ago, but the name seems to have fizzled out over the past few years at the very least. Which leaves obviously quite a big gap for someone to fill, which obviously Messi takes up quite significantly. Obviously, that's the main thing. You want to look at a player and want to be, especially obviously left-footed players in the States as well. Now, States, Canada, Mexico. There's going to be that connection now to Messi. I want to emulate him. Obviously, you speak Spanish as well, so that the Mexican audience is obviously perfect as well. And obviously, with the proof is in the pudding. You look at Kim Kardashian, to name one celebrity who was dragged to the match by the footy mad son who want pictures with Messi. That's the proof already that obviously this transition is already taking place. And now, not to give all the credit to Messi, Ronaldo and Mbappe's massive fans of as well. But it's just an example. Obviously, if it's happening, some of the biggest celebrities on the planet in the US, then obviously the trickle down effect, I should say, is going to happen to pretty much everyone. Now, this inside is where Messi can turn the tide from the States, from other sporting idols, and get kids to focus more on soccer. And obviously, in addition, now Messi's there, he's the best idol anyone could have for. He's a fantastic role model for obviously kids growing up as well. And obviously, again, not to harp on about the current viewing figures, but the proof is in the pudding. Especially when you look at the actual demographic that's clicking onto these YouTube videos. There's more and more younger kids clicking on the Leo Messi, walking around with Leo Messi shirts. The impact he's already having is rubbing off on the younger kids, and it's something that the MLS has been sort of begging for a number of years now. They've not had anything to this magnitude since obviously the Beckham era, LA Galaxy, obviously 10, 15 years ago, which eventually did unfortunately fizzle out. And obviously the MLS sort of went back to where it was. But hopefully this could be the one that not only obviously boost the MLS viewing figures, that was the statistics that what they're looking for, but US soccer as a whole, grassroots football, the lower leagues, and obviously it pushes them on to new heights, especially with the World Cup coming in about, what, 2.5 years' time. Now, obviously, this, as I've mentioned, obviously the introduction of Messi, they're absolutely skyrocketing viewing figures. The World Cup coming there. This, alongside the fact that they are potentially introducing promotion and relegation to the lower leagues in the, obviously, US soccer structure. It does seem like, finally, after all these years, they're taking steps towards a more competitive league structure that will change the sport in the US forever and obviously benefit the viewers worldwide as well. So I want to know what your views on this. Have I missed anything out? Do you think Messi's introduction will be the main viewpoint in getting, obviously, the MLS and US soccer as a whole on just taking that next step that they never really have before? Or would it be something else that they're looking to introduce? Drop a comment, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Obviously, very more to come in the future as well. You know me, pumping out videos left, right and centre these days. But I did hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, any topic you want me to look into next, drop a comment and I'll see you all very soon. Take care, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.